I just want to make this clear, this is not my Manor Lords review. That will be on the 24th of this month when the embargo lifts. This is just me chatting about Manor Lords. I've played it now for 25 hours. I was privileged enough to get a full key of the release version a few days ago, and I can't stop playing it, to be honest with you. I'm just hammering it. I'm loving it. And I'm about to start a new game as well. Anyway, I digress. 21 years ago, I played Settlers 3 for the first time. I did a retro review. Here's some footage from it. And what this has to do with Manor Lords is simple. It's been 21 years since I've played a game as good as Settlers 3. And that game is Manor Lords. I mean, Settlers 4 was good. Don't get me wrong, it was a really good game. But it just wasn't Settlers 3. Now, Manor Lords is the first city builder, and I've played all of them because I love city builders. It's the first city builder that actually takes what was in Settlers 3 back in 2001 and expand on it. And that's why I love it. And I'm not going to bullshit you here, guys. I literally cannot see any game being better this year than Manor Lords. It is that good. Do you know when it first came out in the demo, all you had was the city builder, which is a great city builder on its own, and you just saw videos of the actual combat, and I kind of thought, why is there no combat in the demo? I must admit, if you watch my preview of the demo, you can tell, I think I even say that I'm not convinced. Well, that was when the demo came out, 6 months ago or whatever. Now that I've played pretty much the release version, which is the early access release version, by the way, not the full release. This is just the early access release. There's a lot of placeholders, and there was a few bugs, but I'm going to save all that for my review. But after playing the current build of Manor Lords, I can honestly say, guys, that it's no bullshit. This game is no bullshit. It is that good. It really, really is. I can't get over how good it is. Now, I shouldn't be shocked at how good it is, but when you look at the city builders that we've had since 2001, since Settlers 3, yeah, I have every right to be shocked at how good Manor Lords is. We should have had Manor Lords 15 years ago. 15, maybe even more than that years ago. But for some reason, after Settlers 3 and 4, it just kind of crashed. The whole kind of genre of city builders just went into this kind of horrible place. I mean, it wasn't a horrible place. We had some great ones like Banished. The Pagonia thing is good as well. I forget what you call it. I have played some good city builders, but they haven't been Settlers 3 good. They've just been kind of city builders where it just ramps up, and then you'll get all your crops wiped out, and a drought will come and things like that. And it's you know, once you've played one, you've kind of played them all, really. Manor Lords is nothing like that at all. It is so realistic when you're playing it. Everything just takes its time. You're not pushed or rushed into anything. It's just a joy to play the actual building up of your settlement. And everything is like it was in the early Settlers game. You want to get that piece of wool to that guy who's going to turn it into some pants. Well, somebody's got to come and take it there. In a lot of games, you don't see that in the city builders. But one of the greatest things about this game is that every worker that you have is also your militia. He's a defender of his little homestead, if you like. I mean, if you can imagine, back in the day, these people set up a little town and more people joined. And you know, they had to defend themselves because there was people out there that would just rob you blind, take everything, and oh, you can't say that, and do things and pillage. You can't. We live in 2024 where everybody's too sensitive and will cry their little eyes out if you say the R word, which obviously you should be able to say because it's in the f***ing dictionary. But I don't want another strike of f***ing YouTube for saying things that are just logical and fit the actual narrative of what I'm talking about. But yes, you can imagine back in the day they would set up a militia to defend themselves against like the Vikings who came and did the R word and pillaged. I can't believe what I'm saying. I can't believe how f***ed up the world is. Honestly, God, man. So you'll click on little buildings in your town, and it might be the brewer. But you'll notice that the brewer in his building has a couple of pretty nasty spears and a few shields in there. And it's like, why would a brewer want that? Well, the reason is when I, as the Lord of the Manor, when I press the rally call, he will drop he'll spill his beer, guys, and he will grab a spear and a shield, and he will run out to where I call him to rally, and the militia will form because we need an army to defend ourselves. And it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome that when you bring together your armies, they are literally the farmers, the brewers, the joiners, the fletchers, the carriers, the foragers, the hunters, the bakers. It's just the people who are in your settlement, because every person that you put in a building represents a family, and it's members of that family that pick up their arms and go to war. And then you see them marching out of the settlement, and they go to far lands on the map where there's other territories owned by other people. And this footage you're seeing now is my militia army, which consists of spearmen, swordsmen, and 2 companies of archers. I hired some French. Hey, I was desperate, guys. I was desperate. I hired some French mercenaries and 2 other sets of mercenaries. And we decided we were going to take the land from whoever he's called. And so we marched on his land. He obviously comes to meet us. The battlefield is designated. And we had it suddenly turns into total war, guys. Like an early version of Total War. You have full control over your troops. You can tell them to hold the line with your archers firing at will. All that kind of stuff. You can guard your flanks. The enemy tries to flank you as well. It's absolutely incredible. And then at the end of the battle, we won this actual battle here. We took the land. You're even negotiating with the Lord at the same time. I tell him to go f*** himself sideways with the f***ing fish fork. And he yielded, and he capitulated, and he buggered off, and we took his land. And then I marched my troops home. I got rid of the mercenaries, and then I disbanded my troops. And that's what it looks like. All my troops have disbanded, and they're now walking back to their homes, to their farms, to their jobs. Guys, it's incredible, this game. It is so immersive. I've never played anything like this. This is like Settlers 3 on steroids. It's just taken what Settlers 3 was. I mean, I don't even know if the developer, one guy, by the way. Hey, are you listening, fucking Todd at Bethesda? Hey, you be fucked. You know, are you listening? One fucking guy, 7 years, and this is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. And use that turf out. Let's not rant. This is a beautiful moment. Let's not spoil with that fucking shit. Sorry about that, guys. And the army disbands and they walk back to their jobs and they just get on with the living, and you're back to the city builder. And you're just back to this beautiful world where you're just creating more and more stuff, expanding into other areas. And then until the next guy comes along who wants a piece of you. And then you just mobilize it. Guys, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. This game is fucking Game of the Year. I can't be because it's early access, but early access Game of the Year, easy. And all you people who I will never touch an early access game, well, you're missing out on one of the best games ever. Watch me review on the 24th. I'll go into the details of how you do things. There's a few things I haven't mentioned, and there's a few bugs, obviously, that I haven't mentioned. I'm saving all that for the review. And I've decided that I need to play test it for another 100 hours. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This is me currently playing Manor Lords review on the 24th. Now we're going to go and f*** some people up with my farmers.